So we are continuing the user profile. We need to fill the fields which I discussed yesterday. And if anyone has more fields, he can let me know after I finish some of them. So we will add more fields also. So now I will be using this text field, right? So this text field, I can use text field directly, or I can put this text field in any of my components and I call that component here. Okay, so that is what I will be doing now. I will be putting this text field part in some other component and then using that component here instead of using the text field directly here. Okay, so that is the purpose of my exercise. Here, since we also give the name, so instead of putting the first name like this, I can also say e.target.name. That way I can make this generic. So second time also I can make it generic like this. I can use this one e.target.name, and third time also I can use e.target.name. So instead of putting the hard-coded value, I'm just taking it from here. That's what I'm doing it. Now what I have to do, I have to copy this text field inside the widgets input box. So I created the input box. Here I will do RFCE so that I can build the structure, and then I have the div tag and I'll put the text field here. Okay, so now I'll give you this task to do it, and I don't want you to do it later time. You have to do it now. I'll copy this text field part here in the text field, and then what I will do, I will pass all the fields which I need. I will pass it as a props. So to pass it as a props, I will put it inside the curly bracket. So for example, I want to pass a name. So here I will give the name, and I will replace this last name with the name which is coming from here. I don't need ID. I'll delete the ID. I need the label. So what I need, label. I will pass label here, and instead of this label I will put it this label like here. Next thing is, I don't need this autocomplete part. I need a value. Okay, so I just need a value. Instead of putting anything, I'll just pass say value, and I will get this value here also from here. Next will be the handle change. I will call the handle change function here, and rest text will remain like this only. Okay, so what I did, instead of calling directly the text field, I moved the text field to my function, my component, and I will now call my component rather than calling the text field. So let's call the input box here in the user profile. So for the first name, I will pass the input box which I created just now. Input box needs name, label, value, handle change. So we will pass name as first name, label as first name, and then I need value. Value is nothing but this one, and then I need the handle change. And the handle change will nothing but it will be the function which I already created here, this one. So I'll just pass the name of the function. Handle change. So I just call the input box rather than the text field. So I need to delete the text field here, and I will import this input box here, otherwise it will not work. I'll have to import input box from. I'll go back one level, then again I'll go back one level, then I'll go widgets, then I'll go input box. So here I imported it here and used it here. Let's see this on the screen if it is showing same way as previously. So if we go here, so I put it only for first name and it's working as it is. So before I go further, open in the widgets, open the input box and just type this whatever I have written. I will not give you, just you have to type every line and I'll give you 1 minute to write it down. Let me know when it is done so I can move further. It is very important to build this input box. Don't skip this one because we will be building lot of widgets and all the widgets are very important for all our projects. We'll be using these widgets a lot. Let me know when it is done. Okay, so I think most of you might have done this part. So let's go further now. So like input box, I created the input box for the name. Let's replace it for the last name also. Let's put it for last name. Okay, delete the text field. Let's replace it with the for the email also. And this is the email. label is email. So if you see in the email, we passed the disabled part and we haven't put that in the input box. So we need to add that part in the input box. So we need one more parameter called a disabled, so that if we need to disable, we can disable. So I'll say disabled equal to disabled. So this is a text field word, and this disabled is this disabled. Okay, so we are getting this disabled. Okay, so now, okay, so just we also need to pass the type, because this is a text field. If we want to use password, we will use same text field, but the type will be password. So we need one more kind that it's called the type, and type will be text for the text field or password for the password field. Initially, I'll give the default value of text, but we can change it to anything, whatever we want. So disable we added the type, and let's see. Okay, so we will pass disabled equal to true in this case, and type we will pass as email in this case, whereas in all other case default is text, but then also I will pass text here. Here is a text, so we must know what we are passing. Though this will be disabled, but still we are calling this, here. So since I can pass either default value or value, I cannot have both the things. Since here I can take only one, therefore I am using only value and on change. So we will not pass default value, we will pass only the value and the handle change. Okay, let's copy this for this for birth year also. And type I will pass as a number. Okay, so this is how, let's see how it looks now on the browser. Okay, so we are disabled, everything is working fine, whatever we said it. But this width, overall width for the user profile looks little smaller. So I will make it bigger for this one. How will I make bigger? Because this, if you see, the box is, this max width is using XS. Let's make it MD first and see how it looks. Okay, so this MD looks better because it's taking little more space. That's fine. So before I end, just finish this, add these two parts here and put it also, these two parts, disable and type. Just add it in your input box. I'll give you 1 minute to finish this part. Okay, hope you have completed these two things. If you are not done, you can get the file after the class and complete it. Okay, so that's all. Let's go further now. Let's try to add other fields which we want. Okay, let me add few more things on the user profile. I may add description also. That description is something, whatever you want to describe. Okay, whatever you want to describe about yourself or about me. I can say about me. Okay, so this is a text area kind of thing. Let's try to add this about me now. Okay, so I have this grid. I will copy and I will paste it. So let's put the about me. Right now I will use text field only, but I will create text area just in a minute. I'll say about me. Label will be about me. And the type will be text for now. Okay, let's see. So we got the about me. Okay. In the input box, I see they have put the required as a kind of thing. I don't want required to be governed by text field. I'll just remove the required here. Okay, so this is how it is. We don't put required, everything should be optional. Okay, now we have to convert this into text area. Okay, so let's put the text area. So how to do text area, we'll see in this one. I'll go to text fields, and here is a multi-line text area. This kind of this one looks similar to what I want. So this one, I want this one. Okay, let's take this one. So what things are changed here? Here I have to say multi-line and the rows equal to whatever rows you want to say. Previously in the text field, these two were missing. So if I add these two lines, it will be multi-line. So let's try to add in our input box, and we will create, okay, so text area box. So I will copy everything from the input box in the text area box, and I will do some changes. Text area box. So what change I need to do? One, I don't need uh, I don't need the type here in this case, and because type will be text, and if I don't pass anything, it is a text. I need to pass multi-line, and I need to pass rows. Rows equal to whatever rows I pass from the here as a parameter. I'll just say rows equal to, by default I will give the rows of 4, but we can change it if we want. And multi-line is something I pass the multi-line so that it should be text area. Okay, so this is default one. I just passed the 4, value 4. So let's import this also in our user profile page. I don't need text field now. I need import text area box from the text area box, and I will replace my text area box here for the about me. I will replace it text area box, and rows is by default 4, which is okay for me. So I'll just pass this information. Yeah, Ashok Kumar rows, right. So let's take this one now. So see, about me is coming as a text area rather than text field. Before you write down, I'll just show you one more thing. We can also pass kind of this helper text, which is showing somewhere here. Though it will not be visible now, I will not use it, but in case if I want to use it, I need that there. Okay, so let me add it. Okay, we have to take care of error part also. I'll just show you that also. So let's go to the import box, and I will add helper text. Okay, so if I have the helper text, I will create one field called as helper text, which is already there in their input box. I'll just pass the helper text. So if I pass this helper text, it will show below the text box, it will show this one. Same thing for the text area box. I can put it here and I can pass it as a parameter. One more thing is if some error is there, see error is there, so it will show in red. So what I have to do, just pass the error also. So it will say error equal to true, then error it will display as error. So I will also say error equal to error. Error should be just a Boolean value. Okay. So here I will pass error. It will be either true or false. Initially by default I'll make it false. Or it can be the message also. So if message is there, this field is required. I can pass text also, what error message I want to display. Then I can show this error instead of the helper text. Okay. So how can we do that? I can pass helper text also, I can pass error also. Now you have to tell me if I pass the helper text, no error, that is error is like this or error is false. Okay. Then I want to show the helper text. But if error is passed, then I want to show error here. So maybe I can create one variable, but you have to tell me what will be the value of that variable. For example, show equal to. Now here you have to write something. What you have to write? If error is passed, I have to show error. And if not, then show helper text. So here I have to update the show value with either error, and if error is not there, I have to update it with helper text. And this show I will pass it here in the helper text. So can anyone tell me what should I write here? Anyone? Okay, if I put helper text here, then if error comes, I don't want to show the helper text. I want to show this one. Okay, let's make it simple. Okay, let's make it simple. I will pass error as, okay, don't answer it. Yeah, Kate, you're right. But I'm trying to make it simple now. Okay, forget this. If error is true or false, I will make error true or false, and I'll pass helper text as helper text only. So when some error is there, I will pass error as true, and I will pass the helper text as an error to show to the user that this is the error. So just make it simple. Helper text, if present, we will pass it as helper text. If error is present, we will pass it as error. Just simple. We'll not make more complicated. Same thing we'll do for the text area, and also we'll pass this here in this one. Okay, so same thing we'll do for text area also. Now let's try to experiment this one. Before I really experiment this helper text and error, just finish this text area box. Before then we'll go further about how to use it. I will just show how to use it. Let's see the example of these two, error and helper text. Before I do, Just type this text area box. I'll give you 2 minutes to finish this widget. So you have to just copy paste the input box and just add 2 things, that is multi-line and rows. That's all. Okay, so you can do it. If you're not done it now, you can do it later. Now I will just show experiment on this one. In the first name, I will pass error equal to true, and I will pass helper text equal to this field is required. Okay, so there is no real error now. I just want to see how it looks. So you will see it's saying this field is required and it is in the red color. So if error comes, we'll display the field like this. Okay, right now we don't have error, so we are not showing it like this. We'll update this part in future. If error is there, let's show that one. Okay, so we are done with the about me, but now I just want to add one more widget that is called the rich text area. So let's try to put the rich text area. If you remember a few days back, we have installed the React Quill. So this React Quill is used for the rich text area. So let's try to use this rich React Quill and make that widget. Okay, so let's try to wait. I'll go to rich text area and I have to use the quill. So let's see the document for the quill and see how to use that quill. So it is saying first line we need to import the quill like this. Okay, so let's import it. Okay, then we need to import this CSS. So let's import the CSS. Okay, then we have to use the React Quill. Okay. So I have to use the React Quill. So value will be coming from previous page, which will come here. It will be name. I'm sorry, my son fall down. Label, handle change. Okay, and value. I will use the name and label in a minute, but let's try to call this handle change right now. Before I call the handle change, I will just put it here, what is coming. Okay, let's see what is coming here when we change it. Now what I'll do, instead of text area, I will call this rich text area in my user profile. So instead of text area box, I will call the rich text area, and I will import that. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, let's see. Okay, so see this rich text area is here showing it, but space is little bit, you know, small. We need to fix this space kind of thing. So for that, so to fix this space, I will create one CSS and overwrite it. Okay, so we need to overwrite some of the class which we have. So let's inspect it and see which class we need to overwrite it. So if you see this quill container, I can change the minimum height for this as 200 pixel. Okay, so see, at least this looks bigger. So we need to override this class quill container. So I will create one CSS file which will overwrite it. So I'll go widgets and I'll say new file rich text area.css, and here I'll say .quill container minimum height equal to 200 pixel, and I will call this rich text area here the CSS file. Okay, so I call this one, and then it will automatically make the height to whatever I want. So if I refresh it now, it's showing this height here. Now you can write it something, and you can make it bold or whatever you want. So this is the rich text area, and let's see what will happen when we change it. What's happening? Let's see. So when I am typing, E is coming directly the value. Since it is the HTML, so we are getting E is directly the value of what user is typing. So what I will do on the change here, I will say handle change, and here I'll pass the name. Name is coming from here, and I will say the E. E is the value which will come here. Okay, so that way handle change will be called from user profile, and where we have to pass the name and the value. That's what we are doing, name and the value. Okay, so now in the values we get the about me as a HTML text, right? We're getting the HTML part. Now this React Quill has very limited, limited options to do. If I need to add more options, then I need to add more things here in this properties, in this one. In this property, I need to add more things. Okay, so to do that, let's see in the document we get something. I'm just checking if I'm getting something to. You can read and do a lot of things here, but I am checking what things I should add so that I should have a good rich text editor, not this simple one. If I want to make simple one, I can make this one, which is currently. But if we want to make little complicated to take image, YouTube thing, everything, then we need to see. Okay, let's go to demo. I'm just checking if I can get something. Okay, this is not the one. Let's see in the source. Okay. Here we can see what things we can pass as a props to React Quill. So all things we can pass. I don't see any example here. Okay, let's try to see at some other place. Same. Okay, this is also simple one. I don't want simple one. This is simple one. I want some bigger things so that I can have no one has given it. Okay, here. See, this one is complicated. Okay. Okay, I'm not getting a good one which I feel I should use it. Okay, here I see something. Modules formats on change. Okay, so I have something which I will use it. I have in my notes. Let me try to add that one and see how it looks. I got it from somewhere, but I don't know which website I took it right now. I don't know which website I took it. So let me add these things. You just watch. By the time I'm typing, you can also type it. Start typing it and try to finish this one. This one is very important utility. We can use it at many places. So one of the things I want to add is theme. Theme equal to Snow. Since we are calling the Snow, actually I think default is Snow only, but we can add theme also. We can add the placeholder. So if we need placeholder, we need to call the placeholder also here. So if user want to pass placeholder, he will call the placeholder and we will pass it here. It has a class name. Let's put the class name now. Rule box. We can change it or use it. Anything we can do. Okay, let's see what is showing now. 1 second. Okay, so it has broken kind of thing. Let's fix it. Okay, I think it got broken. Now we have to pass the modules which we want. Okay, modules is object, and inside that we will start with the toolbar, and toolbar is an array, and inside toolbar we have different kind of array. So I will start with the first array. One second, hold on. Okay, let me add the stuff here now. Sorry, I was doing something. Okay. In the toolbar, first toolbar, we will add bold, italic. So whatever thing you need, you can add it. If you don't need, you can remove it. Strike. So this is something I found from some place and I'm using it. So let's see. So I got bold, italic, underline, strike. I added this 4-1. Now let me add more. Now I'll create another array element, which is also array. So first one is array and second these here I will create different arrays. So in the second array we will put block, quote and code block. Okay, let's check this one. We got block quote and code block. Next is again we create next array and here I will say curly bracket header 1, that is header 1 and another curly bracket header 2. Okay, so we got header 1 and header 2. Next array we will create, here we will put list and it is called ordered list, that is LIUOL, ordered list. And then I will create another one list and I will name it as bullet. So this is unordered list. Okay, so we got ordered list and unordered list. Okay, so next one I will create another array. Here I'll say script sub and I will also say script super. It will create the two things, script sub and super. So this is sub and this is super. We are building manually toolbar which we need, and if you don't need anything, you can delete it. Then again, I will create another array. Here inside it, I will pass indent of -1 and another one indent of +1. Okay, so this is indent of -1. Okay, so here I can move it forward or backward indentation. So this is the indentation. Let's go to another one, direction RTL. So direction RTL means right side, like Arabic, or if I uncheck it is left side. Okay, next one we will create size. Size may be small, large, huge. Let's put false. Let's see what happened in the false. Okay, small, large, huge. False means normal, whatever it is. So let's put normal here at the second place. So small, normal, large, and huge. Whatever you want, you can choose. We put the size. Now let's put header again. In this time, we'll put all the headers. I'll say header 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and false. False means no header. Okay, so here will be heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the normal is the last one. When I say false, that means normal. Next, I will add, I want user to upload the image, link, any link, or video. The next will be the image, link, or video. You can choose anything. Video means YouTube video, link means you can put any link to the website and it will be appear here. Okay, let's try to add more. Color. And then background. Okay, so let's try this one. So we have the color of the text or background. Okay, so let's add more. Font. We'll give the font. Okay, font. Which font you want? By default, this font is there. Maybe you can add more. We need to see the syntax how to add the font. I don't want to commit now how to add the font. Maybe we can go through documentation and see. Documentation is there, but it's a big one. You need to find out where exactly it's there. Then comes align. Align. So this is align. Left line, right line, center line. Okay. And then clean. Clean means remove all the formatting. So for example, I put something, put background color, put foreground color, then I clean it, select it and clean it. It reverts the formatting. Okay, so this is what we did here. Okay, so that's all I have added in my personal projects. So you can also try to add this one. So as soon as I type it, you must also have typed it. If not, then you can get the grab my file after I'm committed it, so that you can have it afterwards. So what we did, we changed the about me to this one. Okay. So the thing is that it says this is not the material UI, this rich text area. So it will not behave like other things. So we need to give some label also here so that user knows what he's trying to edit it. So maybe before React Quill, I will give some label so that user knows what he's trying to edit it. And I refresh it. So you can see this label. Now I will give some styling to this label. Maybe I will give some font size. I will give something 18 pixel. Font weight, I will give bold. Okay. Maybe let's give the, yeah, this two things is okay. About me. Maybe I'll say margin bottom 10 pixel. Okay, it's not taking. Okay, it's not taking. Yes, margins is little bit complex. It may not work in all the places. So we need to, okay, let's first give the display type. Display will be block. Let's put the margin. Okay, now it margin is coming here. So let's put the margin of 15 pixel. Okay, so about me, I give some title heading so that user knows what he is trying to edit it. Let me copy this. Okay. So let's put it here. Style equal to font size of 18 pixel. Font weight. Here we have to write like this. Bold. Display block and margin bottom 15 pixel. We give some styling here. Okay, so user will know that he is editing the text area. Okay, so we finished few of the fields. We have to finish many more fields here in this one, which we will do gradually and gradually. Let's go to the user profile. I will add this about me to my default values as the state values. Okay, so consider the user profile as this much for now. We need to add these fields. What fields? We need to add these fields which we discussed yesterday. All these fields we will add slowly one by one, not today. But let's try to now save the data. Okay, we need to save the data. So when user will click user profile, when user will click the user profile, we are in the handle submit one, and here we have to go further, right? Let's check it now. I will not add more data now. We can add more information, but I will not do that today. Okay, now let's see what happened when click the submit button. So we are getting data, but it is empty because we have not created the form. We just created the elements here. So we will not go by this method. We will not do by this method. We will do our old method, which I do always. I will check what is the values are there. Okay, so when I put something here, so data is, I have to update the about me, year, birth year, email, first name and last name. So the email first name and last name are saved in the, you can call the generic CSS, but for now I put local styling. We can move to some style sheet and use it from there. Okay, so I just put the inline CSS for now, but we can create CSS file and we can put it there. So right now this information which we have called as the first name, last name, email, that has to be saved in the user table, which is already created by the default by the parse server. But what about other fields like about me, birth year, and lot of fields will come. Those fields will not go inside the user table because I don't want to increase the size of the user table here. I want minimum data to be there in this user table. But we will create another table called as user details table, and in that table we will update this information. But all this information, email, first name, last name, we will update in the user table only. I will add one more field here, profile pic, which I will add in the user table, but rest all other fields will go in another table called as user detail table. Okay, that is what the plan is, which we will do tomorrow. I will save this tomorrow. Let me say save this tomorrow. We just build few of the fields here. Now let me give you the assignment today kind of thing. Today's assignments, though many people have not done yesterday's assignment. First thing is you need to finish this user profile as I did. Maybe you can copy paste it, or maybe you type it. Type it is much better so that you can understand it. So finish the user profile. Also the widgets which I built today, like text box, text area, and rich text editor. To finish this, then you have to add few more fields yourself, which are either of type text area or text box. So which fields you can add? Gender is select box, don't add it. This is select box, don't add it. Pick address, yeah, you can add the address field. Okay, like address field. Right now we will use it as a text field only, but later on we can use the Google address checker to find your address and put it directly. So either you can say address can be of address, maybe you can say street, or you can name it as address 1, address 2, city, county or district. In India we have district. In US we have county, then state, then country, then zip code. In US we have zip code, in India we have pin code. Okay, so you can add these fields or address field. Rest what you can add, let's see, phone number. Okay, though we have one good utility in Material UI to add the phone number, but right now you can add simple text box for the phone number. Then you can add also hair color, eye color, height, weight, whatever the user want to put it. Caste we can select it or let user put it, because we don't know all the caste. Let user put religion, let him put their religion. So you can add these things in the form, in the user profile form. Tomorrow we will see how to submit this form. Half of the fields will go into the user table, which are already there, like these 3, and rest all other fields will go into a new table that is called the user details table. We will put it there. Okay, so after this user profile, we will move our train to our further to do the project. Okay, so what things we have to do in the project? Okay, let me give you the overall guidance. So if we build any website, we need the chat part. So we will build the chat because chat will be available in most of our website. One user should be able to chat another user. Okay, so we have to build the chat for every website. Okay, second thing which we need is messaging. So chat is something kind of online live chat. Messaging will be something you message him and when he come back he can check the message, something like that. Similar to chat, but it is not live. Not live. He cannot see updated unless he refreshes the page, something like that. Message. With chat, it is updated immediately. Third thing is in all the websites, let's say Facebook or any website, you have the post, but you have to comment on it. So we will make a generic comment module which we can use anywhere in any of our website. Okay, so these three things are the generic one which we will build. But before using these three also, we will build small websites. Okay, so that you should be familiar with how the things are working, like to-do app. Next is task list. Both are same, only the name is different. Next is my notes. It is also similar, but name is different. So we will build common thing, my notes. Next will be my history. Okay, these are the few things we will build. These are the simple one field or two field things, URL saver. So these are the very easy projects. And after this, you will understand how the things work in the parse server. Many of you know who attended my last year class, but those who are new, they will learn all these simple things. So before we go to complicated website, we will build only these small websites, and then we'll build these three modules. And then we will build something very bigger in nature. Okay, that's all for today.